Hey, all right. I think we should start, Sarah. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Awesome, guys. Welcome. We're going to do this half Zoom, half in person. So we won't tell you how many people are here, but if you're not here, you missed out. So I'm Serena. I'm with Lawyers Title. We couldn't advertise that I was teaching this class because there's a lot of RESPA violations against us doing things that are non-title related. But I asked Sarah Dronch, who is an amazing agent with Mike Dronch, husband and wife team, who joined the Encino Sherman Oaks office, to help me co-teach this and share her experience with vision boards. And for those of you that have never done a vision board, hopefully our experiences combined will inspire you to do one and to see the benefit of it. And for those that are coming back because you've done it, welcome. Obviously, you know that it works. So am I frozen?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Hi, Aaron. Awesome. So we're gonna, oh, this meeting is being recorded. So let me just say, got it. All right, cool. I don't know if we froze, but welcome again. So we decided to do vision boards. We do this every year except for last year. Obviously, during COVID, we didn't do this. And I asked Sarah to join us, Sarah Dronch again, and I just want her to kind of share how you got into vision boards, how long you've been doing them, what your experience has been, and why you think it's important to do this and have it part of your life.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Just not, or Chris, can you hear?
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Okay, perfect.
So I stumbled on this like really weird CD that somebody had left in my apartment in 2012 by this guy, Kevin Trudeau, who ended up like made all these law of attraction CDs, but he was actually not the person to follow, but it got me open-minded to the thing. And at the time I was just finishing a job it was a great job, but I didn't love it. And I was living in a tiny little like 500 square foot apartment in Beechwood Canyon. I didn't have a car. I was helping a friend on a project, and then he had a break and didn't know what he was going to do with it. So I was unemployed, and I was kind of like stuck. So I started like leaning into the idea of visualizing what I want and being really clear about it. And the first thing that I did was made the vision board, and I put, no, that's not true. Back it up. So the first thing I did was looked at what was missing from my life, and I made a list, and then I flipped it to positive and put it into like, okay, I have an awesome car, and then I have a really fulfilling job. I have a super single at this point. I have a great relationship with nice guy. Like, and I just went down the list. I took the negatives, flipped them to positive. And then how I did my first vision board is that I wrote those positive statements on the center of the vision board. And then I went and found images that matched it. So I put like a Mini Cooper, and I put like a family, husband and wife walking down the beach with two little kids. And I put, a bunch of accolades that I wanted. And then I put it directly next to my bed where I slept. And I kid you not that the majority of my friends still tease me about that vision board because it became like maniacal goals. Within 2 years, I drove a Mini Cooper. Like, I am now married with a son and a daughter. Aww. We don't often walk down the beach holding hands, but
put it on your vision board this year.
I'll put it back.
Take her to the beach.
But it was true. There was within months, the friend who I had been helping out on the project, he sold it, and then he hired me, and he gave me the job that I really wanted. And I followed him through that for 6 years. It just really worked for me. So I have been not only making them, but kind of singing the song of this for a long time. And I found out at one point in my career, like a few years in my previous career, a few years into it, that a big group of people that I worked with were also really into vision boarding, and they all started having vision board parties every year, and they grew and they grew. and it's been a really miraculous thing to watch everybody come back the next year and be like, oh, check it out. And so I'm excited to make one now to align with the goals for 2022 because we're coming into such a new chapter for everybody.
Yeah. Wow, that's so awesome. Thanks so much for sharing
Yeah.
that. Is there anything? Yay, yes. Give her a hand, everybody.
My husband, my biggest fan.
Her. And so we're going to see you at the beach and pictures on Facebook
More
with your
likely Big
husband and your
Bear,
kids.
but-
Yes. Awesome. So did you, I know you said that you got that book. Was the book Michael Lozier, The Law of Attraction? Is that what you said or no?
No,
Okay.
it was this. So somebody had stayed at my house and had been given a burnt CD of this guy who's actually in prison now because he had stolen it all. Like the
Wow.
whole way I got into it was so interesting because to me, it's very metaphysical in and of itself. It's like, this was not I would not have gone out looking
Got
for
it.
it, but I did
It
need
found
it at the
you.
time. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then after that, I read Miracles of the Mind. I obviously read The Secret. And, you know,
How long have you been doing this, you said?
since 2012.
Oh, that's when I started.
Amazing. And look at us
Yay.
now. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
right. So the reason I brought up that Law of Attraction book, and again, we're not here to preach any type of, you know, philosophy or mindset, but what she was talking about, where you kind of describe what you don't want, and then you do the opposite. In there, he has a worksheet, and it's called Clarity Through Contrast. And it basically is you state all the things you don't want, because it's a lot easier to identify. I don't want this. I don't want that. But then you basically reverse the opposite. And then that's how you know what you do want. So then that was a good trick just in life, right? Like, I don't want this. So that means I want the opposite, right? So that's one thing when you're thinking about what do you want, think about what you don't want, and then you'll get clarity. And the other thing that I wanted to share, I'll share a really quick story about mine. I've been doing this since 2012. I got it. I was in a marriage, I divorced, I was going through a hard time, whatever. I got into personal development during that time. And I had done a vision board, and I was randomly listening to just random, you know, mindset and positive goals and all that stuff. And I had made a vision board not knowing what it was. I just took a random stuff and put it on my magazines. I never looked at it in the sense of I'm connected to this vision board. But what I did was it was always in front of me. It was in my room posted. It was a board and it had all these things that were calling to me for whatever reason. So as I was going through my process with my divorce, something came up with John Maxwell thing, and it was Minute with Maxwell, and I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me look at it. What is this? I had read a book or two of his, and then that automatically turned into me, you know, calling them, getting joined for their self-development program, going to Orlando, and I mean, by the end of 2012 to 2013, I had noticed that I looked at my vision board and John Maxwell was there. I had no idea why he was on there. I ended up getting certified with John Maxwell. He became my personal mentor. Like you know, built a great relationship with him. It was like things were happening right. And it was all pretty much stated on my vision board. And then when I saw that, I was like, why don't I put like intentional stuff? This was completely unintentional. And then the other quick story is I had put, I don't know, like lessons with Oprah or something like that. And I'm not like a huge Oprah fan, but I'm not a fan. And I had put something on there. It was like 2019 or 2018 or 2019, can't remember. And I remember going to Dallas in 2020, right before the pandemic, and somebody said something. And at that point, I had been really intentional about my vision board. So somebody said something and said, yeah, Oprah's here or something. And if you guys want to go to her seminar, you can, you know, join the seminar and go. And I was there as title this time. Usually I had gone with KW because I've been with KW for a long time. And this time I had gone as title and I didn't have anything to do during the day because I wasn't part of the conferences. And I said, oh, I could join. So I joined and I went to her conference that day. And then the next time when I came back, I was like, oh my God, she's on my vision board too. Like all of that, right? I mean, these you could take as like, okay, she believes in vision boards because she saw Oprah and John Maxwell. No, but it's the whole point is sometimes you don't know why you're putting something out there, but just trust the process. Like if something is calling out to you, use it and just put it there because there may be a reason for it, but then be intentional about really connecting with your vision board and looking at it daily and just, you know, realizing that the power of the mind is really, really powerful. And those of you that have taken bold, I have Aaron here. I'll let him share if he has anything to say, is you've got that whole brain thing, which is the reticular activating system, the RAS. And that basically is what you focus on expands. So if I were to tell you, look in this room and point out whatever, you may not be able to point out. But then I say, look at everything that's red. Now all your eye is going to catch is what's red, because that's what you're focused on. And did anything change in the room? No. But what changed is you were, looking for that. And when you saw it, you claimed it as, oh, that's what I was looking for. And I saw it. So whatever it is, it's worked for a lot of successful people. And we're just creating the space and the environment for you to look at magazines, look at images, look at whatever calls to you, and start putting it out and then looking at it daily, so that it becomes something that when it does happen, you can say that, intentionally I created this. And that's basically the life by design, not by default concept. Aaron, are you into vision boards, or do you want to share anything?
Sure. Thanks for doing this, guys. This is awesome. I have done vision boards. I'm not as excited about it as you guys are. I should be, though. Putting it out there in the universe, as you said, Serena, is 100% true. I'll give a very quick story because I want you guys to start doing your vision boards. When I first joined KW 8 years ago now, David Abbas had just finished, I think he had just come back from family reunion or mega camp or something like that. And he had us at the office do an exercise where we all took a blank piece of paper. We wrote down 5 goals for the next year on the piece of paper. And I just started with Keller Williams. I was still on my first cup of Kool-Aid. And this was all still very foreign to me, what we were doing here. So I folded up the letter and I put it in an envelope, addressed it to myself and handed it back in and forgot all about it. And a year later, I got a letter in the mail addressed to me in my own handwriting. And I was incredibly confused because I had absolutely no idea. Didn't remember sending myself a letter. I wondered why I'd send myself a letter. Open it up and here's this piece of paper with things written on it in my handwriting. Absolutely just had forgotten about the whole thing. And I start reading through the 5 goals that I'd written, and 4 of the 5 had happened. And the 5th one was I was on the cusp of it happening. And that was, as Serena said, that was doing it accidentally. That was not paying attention. That was not being very deliberate about it. That was just randomly putting some vibes out in the world and waiting for the world to respond. What I love about vision boards is it is taking that handwritten idea, which, by the way, doing it, the tangible part of this, cutting out pictures, finding the pictures, putting them on the board is, in my opinion, part of the process. That's part of putting the vibes out in the world. And that is even more than just writing it on a piece of paper, and then having the visual in your life, I think really ramps it up. So I have done vision boards before and they have been successful. And what I've not been good about is attending classes like this so that I do it every year.
So we're happy to create that.
So with that, I'll turn it back to you. And thanks you guys so much for doing this.
Okay, so the one thing I'm going to say, one more thing, and then I'll turn it over to Sarah if she has anything else to say. But if you're watching and you want to start cutting out stuff, please, go ahead. I know we're here until 12. But we talked a lot about, let's say, whether it's work goals or whatnot, and maybe you could share if you have anything to share about whether you put balance into your vision board or the need for that. And I'll share something on the screen right now. Maybe you can take over from there and share.
It's interesting. Mine was that first one that I told you about. I had a lot of holes to fill in my life, so it was very varied. But coming here today, I did realize we had had a conversation prior to this that a lot of my goals are specifically work focused right now. Mike and I do have our hands in a lot of different pots, so it's different areas and it feels varied. But when I put this test that she just put on the screen to sort of my goals, I realized that they could be expanded a little bit. And I like the idea of just reaching out to what calls to you, in the other areas.
Yeah, so this is basically called I just looked up vision board Feng Shui. And what it is pretty much bringing balance into your vision board, because a lot of times we could tend to really focus on, let's say, work, but then we find that we're maybe burnt out or not feeling fully feeling fulfilled, or quality of life is not feeling really intact. So this is just a guide. You can use it if you want. You can take out the categories if you don't want, but pretty much it's to consider, okay, you know, there's different aspects of my life, and to look at your life and your vision board in a more holistic way. So you could take a picture of the screen if you are actually at home, or a screenshot or whatever, to just take the categories, or you could just look up vision board Feng Shui, and you're able to get those categories. So we will allow you guys to start cutting, and then I do want to open it up for anybody that's actually taking the class that's on Zoom, and share their experience, or to share or ask any questions that they may have. And of course, to our lovely participants, that are so many in our classroom right now too. So anybody from Zoom that wants to share anything or ask any questions, please feel free to unmute and do that now. Hi, Valerie, you're the only one we could see. So we're excited for your camera. Awesome. And then Brad and the rest that are on, are you guys actually joining and doing the vision board right now, or were you just jumping on to figure it out?
It says 18 people. That seems. Yeah, it says 18 participants, but I know me and Mike are two of them. Oh, there.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Here from home. Good to see everybody. Yeah, no, I'm actually going to be doing the vision board right now as well. I'm starting. I'm gonna map it out, and then I'm gonna post everything up after we hang up. And
Awesome. Have you done
I'm excited. I haven't done one of these since I was in college, actually. So I think it's probably been about 5 years, 6 years since I've done a vision board. And I can't believe I stopped doing them, because I understand the value in them. So I'm excited that this was my kickstart to get another one going for next year.
We're so glad you're doing that. Awesome. Hi, Paris. Good. How are you? Have you done vision boards before?
Never.
No. You missed our whole spiel. We'll give you a private tutorial here. But basically, take magazines and take poster boards and
I
booths and whatever.
print my pictures already, some of it.
Oh, you did? Okay, great. And the other thing is a lot of people will choose things that are online, like virtual, digital, and print them. Yes, please.
You know, I actually even take a screenshot of my bank account and then white out the number using PDF and then put a new number in.
I love that.
And then I put it on there. So it's like my actual, and I have been told, there's this guy, Andrew Kapp, and I took his Law of Attraction course, which is like a 90-day. And he says, whatever you pick as the number, go up to the next sort of window to challenge yourself to over it. So it's like,
Thank you so much. You know, I want Cindy. I don't know if she's not in there. Cindy Hill, are you in your office? No. She will come and share a story about like financials and what she put in and that. Scissors? Right there. There's one in the box. I actually have I have a check that I had put there with the amount that I wanted, and I took that big money thing that they sell like at the Dollar Tree or whatever, large money, and I put the amount there. And if you guys, again, while you guys are cutting and kind of getting your magazines and all that good stuff ready, or your digital prints, if anybody wants to share anything from Zoom, please unmute and the platform's yours.
I will cut this one too.
Oh, yes. This is Paris's. You guys see this hot man? Oh, Joey.
Hi, Joey. What do you guys think? Are you okay with that? You guys have to
Yes.
find out
No,
that-
please take
oh,
it.
yeah,
I
take
want
him.
you guys like it.
You want approval? Yeah, we can see Sarah and I, we could kind of get a better. some music. So what kind of music do you guys want to listen to? Any music requests?
It's like motivating. Like, yeah.
Listen to a lot of kids pop radio.
But we don't need to listen to that now.
Oh, please, no. I don't even know what to put that would be appropriate for.
I know, I'm like, anything 90s is good, but I feel like I don't know how appropriate.
That's honestly like we have Sirius in our car, and I listen to Sirius.
90s.
I listen to the not even 90s. I'm worse than that. I go to channel 47, which is 90s Fly.
All right, guys, we're going back to the
Bring it
90s.
back to the fly girls in the color.
It's like ridiculous. Oh, so sad. Oh boy.
I don't know. These are all like very slow dancing.
We need a little bit more upbeat.
Maybe we don't need to.
We just see people drop on. Guys do it multiple times a year, like every quarter, or just?
It's just for next year,
I
right?
just do it once a year,
once a year?
but I set big goals. So
That like, you know, you can do throughout the whole,
yeah, like
just.
yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is Sarah. I have never made a vision board before, so I'm just kind of getting started. And I just, looked up this vision board Feng Shui, and I can read a little bit more about it after this, but can you guys touch a little bit on the elements, like the wood, fire, earth, like what is the, what's
So I don't think you're gonna have. Do you know anything
No,
about that?
no.
So that is gonna be so I kind of may have opened myself up to something that I can't really back myself up into.
Okay.
But I do know that in the feng shui world, there's colors and then there's elements. And so red, I don't know what it says there because it's not open, but it would be really emphasizing on, let's just say the element was water and the color was, I don't know, blue. So in that section, let's just call it wealth. I don't know what they are. I'm just making it up. It would be in that you would include things because then they really believe bringing the whole, everything, every aspect to it, the element, the color, the words, the visuals, bringing it to life in that way. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. And then I actually just saw Cindy Hill, who is not only #1 commercial in our office, but worldwide. So she's kind of a, an awesome deal. So let's give her a hand. And she didn't know I was going to call on her, but her door was open. And I was like, oh, you do vision boards. You're coming to talk now. So her and I have a, great relationship. And so I know from years on end in conversation that she's totally into vision boards. And I'm just going to hand it off to her and just ask her to just share her story, her experience, anything that you want to inspire.
Doing this to me?
Yep.
I'm gonna put.
Great. Okay, so I have no idea where she started, where she left off, but I do a feng shui, a vision board,
Okay.
which is 9 different quadrants. And so, anyways,
I did put that up there, so they do know that there's those quadrants, and that's kind of what they were referring to. Like, do we know about the elements? I said no, but it's more about having balance in your.
right,
So-
because it's only like one, our business is only one part of our life. So it's like business, health, and they all have different colors, and you can Google it. And so if you need help in one, like if you want to crush it in business, like you can take like coins and put it all through your vision board. So you want to do whatever you want to attract. You want to make that quadrant you can go through and put like coins all the way through or dollar bills or whatever. And you have to make your vision board more than like everybody's got paper, but also you want to do stuff that stands out. Like you can put a mirror on your vision board because you want to like look at yourself. So you want to make it more than just cutting out papers and stuff. And it's worked for me every time I've been #1 worldwide. That has been on my vision board. So it works. But she did not tell me I was doing this.
Right? Let's give her a round of applause.
I want to
She
put
did
your shoes
amazing.
on my vision board.
Yeah.
These are,
Oh,
If
They're
anybody has
so
any questions for
nice.
Cindy from the Zoom, you guys could unmute and ask before she goes and starts getting mad at me. So
you're like too late.
Yeah, but it does totally work. Yeah, absolutely work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do yours this year? You want to do yours now? You're like, I have to work. Hi, Dad. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Oh my God, her shoes are amazing.
Yeah. They're awesome. Hi, Dan. You want to come say hi to everybody? It's not a class at KW Encino without Dan.
Are you gonna make your vision board?
Attached? Oh, you have the
I'm
microphone
labbed.
attached? You what?
I'm labbed up.
Oh, nice. What am I saying?
Just say hi.
Hi. If you're doing your vision board, I see a couple people in here doing theirs.
There's a lot of people in here. You
More
I'll just
people
add,
than
I don't know if
everyone
you guys have seen my office at the Sherman Oaks location, but I did this last year and I loved it. But I got these cork boards from Amazon, and they're actually like hexagons or something. So there's like 8 or 9 of them. So it's not just like one full cork board, but it actually has some sort of a design to it. So it's, for me, it's like a living vision board, like a living wall, you know? And I think most things that I put on my vision board last year happened. So I got my car, right? You see my car in the parking lot. I got, well, my pool was done. My dog has been dealing with a lot of health issues. So thankfully she's mostly overcome all of those. So I had a healthy dog next to the pool, with the pool house, which I got the ADU, like the plans approved. So yeah, our number 500 agents, which was my goal. We hit that. The 2 billion in sales volume, which we'll be announcing soon. That was on the vision board as well. So definitely works. And if you want to do like I did and have like the cork board thing or whatever, I think that's really cool, because even for example, like I had Miami on there. When I went to Miami, I took that off the vision board, and then you can replace it with something else. So it's more, I think, the fact that not only that you do the vision board, but that you're looking at it constantly. So same thing with like the 411, right? With your business plan. It's not just that you do it at the November or December and not look at it for an entire year. You're looking at it every single month. So being a living vision board for me, it kept me looking at the board. What's next after you achieve those goals, and move forward. And I've wiped it completely clean. I've started with my vacation. So if you look at my board right now, it only has my vacations on there, which Gary Keller says, when you build out your calendar for the new year, put your vacations and your time off first, because we all need that recharge. And then we'll have numbers coming up soon.
Awesome. Very good.
So thank you, Sarah and Serena, for doing this class. You guys continue to enjoy. I got calls to make.
Yay. Go get them.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
I just want to say one more thing too, because somebody here had asked about, do you change them throughout the year, or you make it 1 year? And I was thinking about the 411 when that was brought up, and then he just brought it up again, but put your end goal, right? And then check in through the year with your sort of micro goals to see how close you are.
Yeah.
But the whole point was back to what you guys said at the beginning, is to kind of just have it in your raz and
Exactly.
like not kind of.
And you could always add, like, if you pass by and you're like, oh, I really want to add this to it. I mean, by all means, go slap it on there or whatever, if it comes on, in February and you're like, I want to put this whatever on there, feel free to add it on there. But it is living, active, and just, creating the intention and the life that you want as much as it's in your control, basically. So
How specific do you guys get? Like, if you want new furniture, you get like, you find like the exact thing that you're looking for, or is it more of just a concept? Do you
I
want to-
try to get really exact
like, very
personally,
specific?
but I don't think you need to. People have different. I just get distracted if it's not what I want. I'm too like,
and that's that. I mean, it just depends on how you are wired. So for me, something calls to me and it's, let's say, glam with whatever gold and pink, let's just say. I happen to then recreate that, not knowing that that's what I was doing. So a lot of mine has just been putting what is drawn to me, and then somehow when I go to pick, it ends up, and then I go, oh, that was on my vision board. But being really specific and intentional really takes time to do that whole clarity through contrast. Like, I don't want this, so I want this. Some of us don't have a very easy time identifying exactly what we want in the, projecting future wise.
Yeah.
So is there a trick for you to do that? Because it sounds like you can get very specific about what you want and you create really big goals. And what's the mindset behind
so
that?
I look at resentments and distress of the previous year.
Okay.
Like, what were my biggest hurdles in the previous year? Where were my biggest resentments? What was the thing that I let myself down in?
Okay.
And then I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. And I write down I don't want these kind of people in my life. And so, the negative, you just have to live in that for a minute.
Can you give us an example? Let's just take the people,
Ugh,
for example, the people.
okay.
So let's just say that you
So-
had someone that was toxic, or I don't know, like just an example that we could maybe put an idea as to.
Oh, it's so hard because it's being recorded.
General concept could be okay. It just doesn't have to be you did it specifically, but so that we could understand.
Okay, a general concept is you have somebody that works in your home weekly, and you have paid them a significant amount of money throughout the year. And then you look back on your time management and realize that a lot of time was spent managing, arguing, repairing. And so I take that would be the experience. And then I would flip it and say, I don't want this person in my home anymore. I don't want to waste money on things that don't work out. I don't want to have to do somebody else's job after them. And so then the picture would be either like, say whatever that person's job was, like a very clear image of, and I've put people on them before too. Like, I've put people sitting at really nice desks and been like, oh, I want to work with somebody like this.
I
And,
got you. I love that. Or
um,
you're able to go on vacation because you're able to have something handled and taken care of, where you can just say bye smiling versus you being stressed. I don't know. That's
or
just
I
an
had
image.
like a beautiful, this will probably go back on because I love it, but I have this beautiful table outside, a picnic table that's all set up for like a group of people to come, and it's got like wine bottles, kind of pinkish, and it was kind of just that for me is focus on my female relationships. And like, coming off of COVID, a lot of my friends were having weekly Zooms and things like that, and I was not participating at all. So I was like, okay, how can we find some way now that we can get together? And then one of my friends was like, hey, we're doing a picnic. And I was like, yeah, can I come?
Yes.
Like, that's amazing. And
I
it was
love
not
that.
pretty like my picture, but it was a picnic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I've seen that so many times. I put like adventurous, fun, whatever, and pictures of parasailing and whatever. And that year I did parasailing, I skydived. I was like, oh, all adventurous and fun. Yeah. So it works. Yeah.
I've had friends put wild goals and achieve them, like Golden Globes, and boom, it's like
Wow.
2 years later. I've had friends like put from nothing, like, I'm gonna go and be repped here, or I'm gonna go and sell this, or I'm gonna sell this amount. And it's like, and do it. Like, I've seen them do it.
It's just
unbelievable.
amazing how your mind really, if you put it out there, you then have to have the habit of doing what it takes, but then having that intention and the visual really helps. So awesome.
Even like Mike wrote out his plans on 3 boards, So it wasn't like images like this, but it's just a different way. And they were hung up
Mhm.
in his office, and then they came home, and it was, just very clear. We were looking at it all the time, these 3 dry erase boards with like goals of meeting, goals of sales, like goals of personal books he wanted to like, and it was like, we eventually had to erase it. Like, it was like, this is done.
That's amazing. Champagne problem.
You know.
Are you going to create one at all, Mike? Or are you
I'll do a 135 and a 411.
awesome? And do you have it out for you to see it?
I already have them written out. I just have to.
He puts them up on boards.
Kids took over the old one.
Yeah,
That's
they
awesome.
were really beautiful. And you had someone else do the handwriting, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was beautiful. Like, he wrote all his goals out and then had somebody else
I had
like,
the receptionist from Keller Williams Sunset. I forgot her name. It's like she wrote it out for me. She had really pretty writing.
Handwriting.
and
Oh,
it
that's
was,
awesome.
they were beautiful. Yeah.
Very cool. I should know this. I know who it is. I forgot.
She did marketing and
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
a receptionist.
I'm blanking out.
And the NCA and the.
Yeah, I
No, I'm
remember.
just kidding. She had a couple of jobs.
What was
Really cool.
Was it Tiffany? Cool. So do you, Sarah, if you want to, I don't know what time it is. It 20 minutes? Well, awesome. So we're here, Zoomers. If you have any questions, just unmute and go ahead and talk or share your experience. We're just going to kind of hang out here and start cutting our own stuff, but we're available and happy to create the environment for y'all.
It's like 2 days before, and like he had like asked me how many times, but I was like, I don't know.
That's exactly our story.
Really?
We were friends for a long time. We've been like, nah. He was like, let's date. I'm like, no. And then I'm like, maybe. He's like, I'm going away for 6 months. And then he's like, I was like, I'm ready to date now. He's like, I'll call you. 6 months later. But
Hey,
no, he was gone.
look at me now.
We were friends for quite a few years before. But I had just done the same thing. I had just made a list of like, what am I looking for? And then I was like, oh, it's Mike.
I love that though. That's cute.
Cut to 9 years. 9 years. We've been married, I don't know. No, we got married like on a Tuesday at the courthouse. We have been married 7 years. Yeah.
No worries.
Uh-oh, you have to.
My car locked them out.
Actually, I'm gonna try to make one of these like the Feng Shui thing. I've never done that, so might as well try something. New. Not yet.
Okay, if you do, you can open it up.
Okay, thank you. I'm very interested in whatever she does. If she's the top selling commercial agent, what does she do?
Yeah.
That was great. She stopped in to help.
You guys were like, when she spoke, and I was like,
Oh, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Mike.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that we're like nonsense here.
no, I got a lot out of everything.
Yeah, she's great.
The president.
Do the work then. Mike said something and I decided that I needed to become president, so here we go. Thanks for the inspiration.
That would be like goals for every like
Oh.
young person.
Yes, please.
Mike, Mark was gonna reach out to you, reach out to you. He's like, I was thinking
No,
about
I
it.
just saw him downstairs. I gave him a peace sign.
I gave him the piece.
As he says peace.
That's
Universe is listening.
Osana. Oh, you're Osana's friend. Yeah. Yay. Okay.
Yeah. You texted me, I'm Sarah.
Oh.
Yeah, about the Supra.
Oh, right.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Did you end up figuring it out?
Yes.
Yeah. It was so hard the first time I did it. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing today?
How are you? Come grab your board.
My squares are not equal.
I want to okay.
How are you?
Good, are you?
Got magazines, got boards, there's scissors if you need more, we've got them, there's glue sticks. And guys, there's these two, if you want to open it up. There's Sharpies and then it's glitter glue.
I definitely want glitter glue. They might have made their way to the other table.
Maybe Mike took it because he was so into it. I don't know, I kind of feel like they may have opened
I
it.
didn't take anything.
Oh, they have them. Do you guys have the glitter glue? Oh, yeah, okay, right over there. It's over there.
Okay. I'll come get it. Thank you so much. I'm drawing my squares.
Bradley, how's it going, darling?
It's going good. I'm creating it on Canva, actually.
And
Yeah,
by the
I
way,
would-
if you want to share yours, you can, like, share the screen and,
I will. I'm almost done, actually.
Yay.
Chris,
How do I do share screen? Let me see.
participants option to share the screen? Or do I have that?
Okay, here we go.
Let me see. Are you able to share? Yeah. Awesome. Get it.
Oh, great.
I love it.
Yeah, so and then this one, I'm still working on changing this one out. That one's not done yet. But basically, it's my first year as an agent with the company. So some of the goals I have for next year include, being debt free, making that $25,000 paycheck, get healthier. I really want to clean my closet. I feel like I need to do that. And so that's something I want to do. And then change my entire wardrobe because I'm tired of my old clothes. I want to change my whole life. I want to change my whole outlook. And so that's why I put a picture of a closet because I feel like that's something I want to improve on next year. And then, I'm trying to get a Tesla and open up my doors to more traveling by the end of next year. And so,
Can I give a small suggestion and take it if you want, but if not,
Please,
it's okay.
yeah, absolutely.
For the check, my recommendation is number one, sign your signature, like have it say
Oh, yeah.
Bradley. And then
Mhm.
25,000, if that's 25,000, put each month. Don't say 25,000 total.
Right.
Oh, I'll share. I'm going to share. And then October
Cool.
5th, 2021, like actually change that date to something more specific.
Okay, yeah. That was
Or
just like a
each
stock
month,
photo.
like
That's
put
good.
something like every month I'm getting 25,000 or whatever it is, or
that's
minimum of
good.
25,000. I actually, it was funny. Cindy Hill, Veronica downstairs, or Fiorella, your OP, and I were having dinner one day, and we were talking, and I said, okay, well, this is my goal, and I said a number. Well, the thing is I actually made that number, but I didn't say that I wanted that number to be fully mine. So there was like this an additional sum that was like inclusive of somebody else's also family member. So it's really important to get very specific that if you're saying I want, let's say 250,000 of my earned money or in the bank or whatever it
Okay.
is. To
Yeah.
get specific there.
That's cool. And I'll definitely make those edits to that one right here. And I think I kind of did that right here with this image right here with the 150. And that was like by December, I should have made this. Assuming I hit my 150 goal for the year and paid all the taxes and all that stuff, then next December, if I'm not around this number, then I'll have to evaluate what I did and didn't do.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So maybe put minimum of earned, whatever, like just
Minimum,
get
right?
specific.
Of course, yeah. Get more specific. So I'll
Because that
definitely do
could be, I would say, because you're gonna, so the thing is that you'll see, oh, I actually did it. Oh, but I should have been more specific and said da.
Okay. Cool.
Yay, thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
If anybody
Thank
else
you.
wants to share, they could share too. What was the other ones? Or what did you say, Brad?
What's up?
Did you say anything else? I cut you off.
No, I said cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
I found one last year that said 300,000 each. And I was like, what? I was like,
There's more magazines for everyone. I'm gonna take this magazine out and look at it at my house. It's like holiday right now. It's my friend, it's Laura Hutchins. I'm like, what? Like this is like an office, but I want like to read in my office. Right. Like that was 50, but like it kind of.
but do you like the one?
But this looks more like a house in my office. But the concept of like.
Sure. Oh, there's chats.
I know, because I wanted to write a house, but I know I don't want to buy it.
Put it on there.
You think so?
Oh,
You think
yeah,
so?
for sure, for
Okay.
sure.
Even if it's 20.
Put, yeah, no, it doesn't have to be a 12-month constricted.
I love that.
No, no, no. Just put everything, like shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
What's the phrase? Shoot for the moon, land with the stars. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Bradley, I missed it, but are you adding your Tesla to your vision board? What was that?
Yes, I did.
Cool. I had done that a couple years ago, and it was kind of funny how randomly, when I had added my Tesla to my vision board, my car was totaled, and then I ended up having to get a new car. I couldn't afford a Tesla, but it was still like a weird way that the car that was on my vision board was like putting it out there that I was going to get a new car, and I did that year.
Right.
So it's kind of cool. So I do think it works. Like put a Tesla on there. You never know.
Man, thank you for sharing that with me because
Yeah, no problem.
that's awesome. I'm sorry about your car accident.
I mean,
Ouch.
that was 2018.
Yeah.
It was not my fault. So
Right. Good. Okay, good.
yeah.
Oh man.
We're ready to rock. We're ready.
Chris, are you there?
Yes, I am.
It's just
Oh,
how
my
it is.
dear, I just even saw Dana Coronado, and I know a lot of I saw Vision Board in her office. But anyways, I know that some people would want me to leave some magazines and some boards. So maybe we could communicate that we're going to leave some. So if people want to pick it up and do it, they get the chance just because they weren't here. We don't want them to lose out on the opportunity.
Sure. Where did you want to maybe stash them? Did you want to stash them at the Encino location or the Sherman Oaks?
Yeah, I think we'll leave it here since it's here already and they're, kind of heavy. So
Okay.
we can just leave them and they can pick it up. I'll talk to you after to see what's the best place.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
And that's it for us, right? Oh yeah, that's that already. Yeah. I think we're almost done too, right? We have 4 minutes. Who's everybody? How are you guys doing?
I'm writing out the ones that I need to print at home. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you want to take some of the magazines, you can take them to Sarah, you too, if you want to grab.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And we're just gonna wrap pretty much for those.
So for those that are on Zoom, we're going to wrap up in just a couple minutes. If you guys, have anything, you guys can reach out. I'm going to put my information here if you need anything. I am with Lawyer's Title. That's what I do as a real job. So, so reach out if you haven't already.
Start a wine and vision board.
That's what my
You know, I'm talking. The problem is talking my language. Yeah, the problem is with my job, like my real work, I can't do any of this. That's why we weren't able to advertise like page or anything like that. So that's where my real passion lies. It's not that I'm not passionate about title. I love helping agents, but it all goes hand in hand.
This was so nice. Yes, of course. This was like a nice place to like get me interested. Yeah, that was awesome.
Let's all give Sarah a round of applause. Thank you so much for sharing, Sarah. You're the best. I'm excited to see what your vision board looks like. So you just you just copied what the.
Yeah, for now, I just took that image that you had put and I outlined it in pencil and then wrote all the elements in.
You just copied it.
Yeah, that's it. And then I'll just fill in with my image. edges and the ones that don't fit, I'll put around the edge.
I
and
love
then I'll
it.
Put it on a bigger plate.
Very cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, you guys, I have to get going. I want to thank you guys so much for hosting this class, and
Yay.
I will see you guys later. Thank you.
Yay. Thanks, Bradley. Take care. Thank you so much for joining and sharing. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. All right, lovely people. I am going to log out of Zoom. I think most of you logged out already, but reach out if anybody needs anything. Thank you. Bye, Chris.